Hello, my name is Phoenix, and welcome to this video where I will show you houses that range from small to bigger to the biggest house, all within the same house style. I will also show you 3 different types of houses. So let's start out with this house over here. The most typical house of Minecraft, the wooden shack. We have all made them. Okay, maybe the dirt house is the most typical, I don't know, but the wooden shack is also, because Minecraft has a lot of wooden possibilities. So it's easy to make wooden designs for houses. Houses in real life are quite often made by wood. So to kind of explain this house, this is a very small house. It only has a 2x1 inside. It looks a little bit bigger on the outside because the blocks are kind of big, but it is really small. It has the expandation of the house, and even small houses like this can have expandations. It is spruce trapdoor that I really like for detailing houses because they are so thin, and you can have it vertical. So it's Minecraft should have more of this. But let's take a look inside. Here you are. It fits a bed, and that's important. For a starter house, you really do need a bed, and you need some storage. Right here, there is a furnace attached to the pipe, of course, and you can actually have 3 more furnaces if you want to, without it looking terrible from the outside. As you can see right there, you can get to the furnace from the outside if you want to, but it doesn't look terrible. So that's this house. Let's move on to the next and the bigger house, the bigger version of the same house. That is a little bit bigger. It's also a starter house, kind of, because it's not huge. For example, you can have it as a cabin in the forest, or you can have it as a house where you have the enchantment table or one farm, little flower farm or something, whatever. Let's look at the house from above. As you can see, the roof is the same style, and there's a pipe. But this pipe is a little bit more detailed, and it has a campfire. As you can see from this angle, you don't see the campfire, so it makes the effect of smoke coming out of the top of the pipe. And another thing about this pipe is the usage of coral blocks. The dead coral blocks are great. It just gives more life. But let's go inside the house. As you can see, inside here is just a regular small house, but it's big enough to have a lot of things still. First of all, you can build a lot up in the height, and there's a lot of bookshelves. It has a fireplace that is just good looking, the only reason for this. And of course, it's attached to the pipe, so it makes sense that there's a fireplace here and there's a pipe up there. And then you kind of walk straight into the bedroom. That's, yeah, it's alright. It's just a cabin, isn't it? And there's the room for a little storage. It's not a room for having any redstone attached to it, but in the beginning you don't need that anyway, so this is great enough. But that's that. Let's take a look at the bigger house, the bigger version of this house. And here it is. This is the house that you actually can use for your main house, your main base, because it's big enough for that. Again, it's the same principle. It's a little bit different because it's bigger, it needs to be more detailed, have more windows, but it's the same house. As you can see, the roof is quite huge and it takes a lot of space. So I wanted to add a little section on the roof there, because the roof itself is a little bit flat. It has the shape, of course, that makes a certain character to it. So yeah, and it's the backside of a house. The backside is always the most boring part, but hey, you can just add a lot of tall trees. But now to the pipe. This house also have a pipe, just bigger, of course, it's bigger, but it's the same style. It's the same block palette, and of course there's a campfire at the top there to make the great effect of smoke. Yeah, so let's go inside of this house. I just want to warn you, kind of, that this house isn't finished. It's just an example. You can do a lot with this house. So you just go straight into the living room, cute little sofa, and there's a fireplace. It's a stereo there and bookshelves there, and the possibilities of having 2 more floors up here. You could have a stair over here. This square in general could be a spiral stair to the next floor. On the side there's a little bedroom, a very little bedroom, just to show you that you can just have a little indent of the house where you can put a bed. And maybe you want to make a second floor and have a huge master bedroom up there. But in the meanwhile you can have a small cute little bedroom over here. Other than that, you of course need to have the storage room. This is the main part of any build in Minecraft. You gotta have it. You just gotta have it. Actually, right here I do have a lot of stuff that I used for building this house. But of course, you might want to have a redstone storage. That's not possible in this room. But for those of you who prefer to have a regular storage, this is ideal. And there's a hole down here just to illustrate that you can jump into the void if you want to. No, it's so you know that of course you can build a redstone storage underground. So let's move on, because I have a lot more houses to show you. And this time a new house style. Let's start out with this cute little baby one. It's also cute. I think everything that is small are really cute, so pardon me. This type of house style, I'm not sure what it is, so I'll just say it's a castle-like style and city house, kind of. This house is also a 2x1 house. It's the same principle. It's a crafting table, it's a barrel, and it's a furnace. So you have all the main things that you really need, but it's not a lot. You will outgrow this house quite fast. It's something for the beginning. This is perfect as a AFK house as well. So let me show you the next one. This is a diagonal version of the same house. It kind of has a different principle because of the diagonal, but I think in these dimensions and the size of the house, this looked better, a lot better than the version that didn't have a diagonal design. It's almost kind of like a hobbit house. I don't know, it's something about it that just make me think of hobbits when I see this house. And a cute little lamp inside, isn't it cute? No, it's really not. Let's go inside of the house. Let's try to close the right door. Okay, thank you. And as you can see, it's a double bed. You can share it with a friend if you want to. And it's some storage. 4 barrels there and 4 there. From this side, the lamp actually looks kind of cute. And you can actually have a second floor if you want to. The main thing about this house is that it's good looking from the outside. Okay. Close the right door. Okay, thank you. But let's take a look at the next house. It's a little bit bigger, and this one doesn't have a diagonal design. This is more of a city house. It went from the fairy tale castle-like house to being more of a city house. It's easy that it gets more of a city house unless you are making a lot of towers and just build it not symmetrical. But that's what's interesting to this, is that you can do whatever you want out of the same kind of style and palette. So, but I chose this one, this type of house. And it's the messy, abandoned kind of feel to the garden over here. But let's go inside of the house and see what the potential in here is. So there is straight into the bedroom again. It's nothing special about it. Of course, this is about the outer design of the houses, but I also want to show you that you can do something about the potential of the house. But of course, you can design it way different from this. And there's a section over here where you have a little storage, where you have the crafting table and some furnaces attached to a pipe that actually doesn't go anywhere. But anyways, this house also have the potential of having a second floor. You can have some ladders going up to this floor where you can actually have a lot of storage. You can do a lot more out of this house than what I have done. But let me show you the bigger one, the even bigger one. That's the 4th one in this style. And when we are talking about city houses, this is an example of a city house. This is not a castle. It has something to do with the repeating pattern. It could have been apartments in one and single house, but it can also be a family home that it's in the city. Sometimes there are builds like this in towns. It also got the vines, of course. It has kind of the romantic feel to it. It has some trees in the back there. It's just to have something in the background, so you can see the context of the house next to something else. You can do this the way you want. You can make towers sticking up everywhere. You can have extra build attached to the back. to make a kind of interesting castle out of these blocks and pallet that remains looking inside of this house. This one only has a principle, as I kind of have already said of the other houses, but it's a kind of more of a principle than the others because the walls are down, and they are down so you can see everything from a perspective. As you can see here, you have the possibility of having a corridor here that leads you either into the master bedroom where you have a lot of space, and you have the possibility of having a stair in this room, so you get straight in from the door and directly to the stair, and then you are walking up to the next floor that I can't do, of course, because I didn't make a hole. In this room you can have a bathroom. I know it's not necessary, of course, to have a bathroom in Minecraft because you don't use the toilet, but sometimes it's fun to just make the rooms that are in regular houses, just for the fun of it. You sometimes want to have a bathroom with a toilet and a shower, even if you don't need it in the game. It's fun, that's why. But now you have seen the principle, let's go out, because I have a new type of house to show you that are quite different from this one and the first one. And here is the first one I want to show you. This baby little one that don't even look like a house, but it actually is a house. It kind of looks like a well, but it's not. You will see it when I show you the next houses, that it's kind of a jungle house-ish. So let me show you around this house. It's not really necessary to look around it. I can show you from above and then down again. The lanterns are making a lot of the design of this one. And of course the favorite, the spruce trapdoor. And then there's the house. It's hidden underneath here, and you just go down the ladder to the bed. Inside here you actually have quite a lot of storage. You get 4 on this side and 4 on that side, and you even have a anvil in here. Of course, this house is a 1x1 house, and because of that you can never have a bed inside except when you are building it down to the ground. Without that it wouldn't be a house, it would actually be a well. But let me show you the bigger version of this house. This one right here. This one has more of a real structure with thicker columns. It has a lot more details, but it's actually no more than a 3x3 blocks house. So let me show you from above. You see the roof? You can say that it's kind of like a tent roof. But anyways, let's take a look inside. This one is quite easy as well. It has a bed, it has a hidden crafting table because I don't like the design and look of it. You can just hide it under a trapdoor. And some flour and an anvil. Maximal potential of the house because you can't store anything on the sides, you need to store it on the ground. But that's alright. And then there are some flower pots on the sides, I really like that detail there. So, but that is the potential of this one. Of course you can make a hole right in the middle here and just dig down and have a huge house underneath if you want to. You can do a lot of things, but this is something as a starter house. But let's go outside, because I have another house to show you. There you are. This is the bigger version. It's not the biggest one, but it's big, it's bigger, it is. What I've done here is to build just the same house, just bigger, and then I built a small one on the side. That's the great thing about this house, is that it's so easy to expand. You can make really a lot out of it. It has a lot of possibilities, really. It actually looks great from all the sides, I think. This little one has a stair integrated on the side there. There are also some vines down to the side that kind of complement the green roof, and some vines. I mean some leaves. Let me show you from above. The leaves actually have kind of the vines feel to it. We're going inside right now. This is the kind of random base where you just have barrels laying around. You have a hammock over there. Of course, it really fits the style. And then you have more random barrels that really fits into the style. And of course, you have a crafting table that is hidden by a trapdoor and a carpet. But now, I must show you the last house and the even bigger version of this type of house. So let me show you the bigger version of the house. There it is! And as I told you before, this is the type of house you don't really want to be huge in itself. You want everything around that are also part of the base to be bigger, or just more houses. I could build a mountain on the back there and have just a lot of these houses. And then the mountain and the houses itself are the base. So you can have a huge base if you want to go with this style. This time I wanted to add a platform. The platform has the space in the room for a lot of things. And then on the side here you have a kind of a section for the worker, and underneath just a casual tent-like structure there. But let's go inside and have a look. So it's a stair up here where you can walk in, and then there's a door somewhere. Yeah, it's over here. This is the door. It's only just a replica of the house that I just showed you, so I don't need to talk about all of these things again, that's not necessary. But I can show you the secret of this house. Because this isn't everything. Here you just want to have your clothes and things that you always walk around with. But this place here is the most messy storage room that you have ever seen. So, good luck with having your storage down here. But of course, if you have item frames, it's not a problem. If you know that, oh, this is a stone section and you have some item frames here and there, you know where things are, and it's possible to have a storage like this, but this is just a visual example of something that actually could have been a storage room. So that's why I made it like this, but you can do wherever you want. You can have a redstone storage here, you can have a pool if you want to, and not have a storage at all. But this was what I had to show you this time, and I hope you really liked it. As you might not know, I'm a brand new channel on YouTube. I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. Of course, it would be nice if you subscribe to me if you like this content. So, with that, goodbye!